Hey guys, how's it going? February 18th, 2023. I guess I want to keep this on here if this ever pops up. Alright, it's popping up. Cool. I don't know if that stays. There it is. Alright, that's good. So, I just wanted to give an update on what is happening because there was, it was kind of weird. On, what was it? I'm just trying to think of what days we're talking about here now. February 13th was the last time. I think it was last Monday was the last time I was on. So I believe it was Tuesday. I wasn't feeling that great. Legitimately, it was just something, I don't know what it was, overnight or something like that. But I had a pretty good headache most of the day. And then I was fine the next day. So I just, I relaxed. Actually, my headache was going away the more I relaxed in the last 2 hours before I went to bed that night. And then I slept fine. And I was fine the next day and everything was cool. Then I realized on Thursday that I'm a big Star Trek fan. So, of course, anytime Star Trek comes back on and there were seasons are really weird. It used to be back in the day where they come in into the fall and then they'd go all the way to the summer, but now they do their seasons weird now. So all of a sudden, Star Trek Picard was on. I was just like, okay, I'm watching this. What time's it on? 10 o'clock at night, of course, right in the middle. So I was like, yeah, okay. Well, between then and there, a lot of things have been changing in my own personal life yet again, which is fine. Nothing bad by any means. Work is normal. Finances are normal. Everything else is relatively normal. The only exception would be I know what is coming up in Canada. They have something called an RRSP. And what that is I've got RRSPs for the past, few years of where I work. So that is basically what'll happen is I will get, by the end of the month, I will get a check to deposit at my bank, and that'll automatically set up a meeting to review my finances for the year. Now, normally what happens is I usually go along with whatever their advice is. Of course, the damn phone's got to ring. It hasn't rang in 2 hours here. I want to take that phone. I want to throw it out the freaking window. I don't use a phone. I don't need a phone. I don't care about a phone. But anyways. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, RRSP, because I'm trying to talk and this stupid thing goes off. So yeah, so the RRSP season is fast approaching. Well, what that means is basically I have, I believe, until the end of March to claim RRSP, which is part of the retirement savings, and you have to do it by March 31st or whatever. And what that does is, at the same time, you basically change how you're going to do your finances and all that other stuff. Not stressful in any means, but something else happened before that, and it was kind of weird. It's actually a very popular book. I'm into always looking at different self-help guides and YouTube videos and all that other stuff. So I try to keep on top of what's happening in the world. I watch the markets. I see the trends that are happening, all those other things. And I stumbled upon a book that originally my goals, I would think, were that like about a year ago, I would say, I could tell you right now, I wanted to simply live. I figured I'd be working as long as I'd work forever because there's no way I was going to retire comfortably, let's say, or at least I felt that way. So I didn't really have much of a plan. All I just keep doing is working, which I enjoy. Do that, just keep going, blah blah blah. What they call the rat race. Then I started looking at homesteading and all that other things, and I was looking at raising chickens and all kinds of different things that you could possibly do to planting gardens and all that other stuff. So basically self-sustaining stuff. And I thought for at least the past several months that's something I was going to build upon. The reason why that's all important right now is I'm trying to position myself for the next big downturn, which I expect to happen probably sometime within the next 12 to 24 months. I shouldn't say 12 to 24 months. I'll say 0 to 24 because it could happen at any time, to be honest. Everything is right now in a giant bubble. Everything's overvalued. So I started looking into what was happening there. See, I'm losing people. But yeah, you're talking about money. You're not talking about trains. Goodbye. Anyways, so yeah, I was looking at that, and I was thinking to myself, okay, actually, I don't even want to look at that thing. I'll just go to my regular screen. So yeah, I was looking at that, and I thought, well, that's fine and dandy, but I need to figure out a way to make this happen sooner than later. So I started researching into that. And I found the more I researched, the more I was gathering, enjoying the information I was getting. And I would find more people who had information. Like my subscribers and the amount of research that I'm doing right now and the amount of reading that I'm doing right now is crazy. And it's become a bit of a passion for me. Not so much I wouldn't say it's an obsession, although it feels like it sometimes. But then about a couple weeks ago actually, and I'm still doing Run 8 and all that other stuff. But a couple weeks ago, I stumbled back onto Robert Kiyosaki again. Now I knew who he was, and I knew that he had one of the best financial books of all time. Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I always thought that, I know about finances. I figured it was a book just on, finances and, saving more than you spend and all that other crap. Like, whoa, was I wrong? And then I started realizing, well, wait a minute, he's not talking about that. He talks about a lot of different, very interesting things. And it's more about acquiring wealth. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm thinking, well, a lot of the people who I follow, who I think are very credible and very trustworthy, always got along well with Robert Kiyosaki. And I thought, well, this is interesting. Because I've also heard negative things about everybody. But anyways, you can't believe everything you hear on the internet. So I was like, okay, I'm going to buy the book. Why not? Since I'm reading and all this other, or since I'm reading so much online and stuff like that, and sometimes when I watch YouTube videos, I fall asleep. And I was just like, yeah, I want to be able to do that. So I did. I bought the book. It came Thursday. I'm already halfway through it. It's 300 pages. I've just been reading it. My son goes to do something. He's building He's building another Rudin Trains right now, so it looks like for those on Discord, it looks like I'm into trains. I'm not into trains, trust me. If you think I'm into trains, no. And in fact, my whole perceptive, Emmett was saying, when it was, we would still take turns in that. I was just like, I could tell he's just like, he's bored to hell of that shit. He's just, it's just not clicking for him right now. He's not that interested in that. He's a smart guy, but he's not interested in that. He doesn't, he doesn't feel the need for cash or wealth or anything like that. Like, what does he have to worry about? He doesn't spend any money, right? Nor does he make any money. So, but it's something. Yeah, he wants to enjoy life right now, and he don't care about any of that crap. So, like, okay, that's fine. But I'm looking at not only eventually getting out of the rat race, but actually being able to retire someday, or at least be able to be self-sufficient. And now I'm starting to look at, well, wait a minute. I might be more than just self-sufficient. I could actually obtain a lot of these so-called pipe dreams that I had if I only do certain things. And then I started thinking, like, okay, well, what's one of my passions? Trains is still a passion of mine. We were going over some different things in trains this weekend. We were looking at some of the new industries that's going up and all this other stuff. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I started thinking of different ideas for somehow getting into the railroad business, of all things. And the one idea I had, it wasn't going to work, but I pushed it. I pushed it to the limit. Did the research, found out what the costs were, and what the skill set was involved, and all that other stuff. Found out probably not a good idea. It's extremely difficult business to get into, and I was like, no, that ain't gonna happen. I have to start much smaller than that. And so I will, hopefully, sooner than later. When that happens, I don't know. But until then, I will be adjusting some of my financial goals, because I think I have an idea of how I'm going to approach this March and all that. So, but I have been researching on it. One thing that's going to happen with Run 8, and this is where I'm going to get to it. I know I've dragged that all about. One thing that's going to happen with Run 8. Run 8, honestly, I'm not that interested right now. It's not even on my mind. The only thing I knew tonight was, oh yeah, it's Saturday now. What excuse am I going to come up with? I didn't have excuses the last 2 nights. I mean, not feeling well and wanting to watch something else, to me, is not excuses. Those are just life decisions. But tonight it was just like, okay, I know I normally do this on a Saturday, and I'm thinking, I'm going through all these videos. I'm like, I don't want to do this. My heart's not in it right now. But I still will do those things, because my son's actually interested in that. He's more interested in that than he's interested in any of this other stuff that I'm going through. So I got to figure that out. So I might be having impromptu videos or live streams, or maybe I won't even do live streams. I might just do it on my own, and who knows what. But I'll have to see how he wants to do that. But I'll talk to him about that a little bit more tomorrow. But tonight, no. It's just like, it wasn't going to happen tonight. I just want to let you guys know, I mean, it is what it is, and it's okay, but there's a lot more important things in life, I think, than obsessing over it. It's not strong enough. I feel like it's just like, okay, I'm doing it, but I'm just like, yeah, okay, it's fun and all that other stuff, but I find that there's a lot of things I do that is a waste of time, and this feels like one of them a lot of times. So if I'm going to do it, I'm probably going to do it to spend time with my son, and maybe doing it during my turns and whatever, then focus on focus on some of the other stuff. Like, I mean, he doesn't even do half the things that he used to do. So he's constantly changing as well. He used to be hunting all the time, and he doesn't even do that anymore. Now he's building a route or something and train. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, things change, people change, and stuff changes. So who knows when the next video might come? It might come as early as tomorrow. It could come next week or whatever. But I'll try to keep you guys posted. The best way I'll keep you guys posted, if you haven't already, is follow me on Discord. That's the best way to do it, and I'll let you know if you're curious. If you're not, that's okay too. Anyways, that's all for now, guys. I just wanted to end it there. Whoops. Anybody else in the chat? Nobody's